No Man's Sky on Xbox One X. So with No Man's Sky, this is the ultimate space adventure we're going to dive in here. You can play the game where others can join your session, or you can just join a game with friends or random explorers. I'm just going to play because I already have things set up. So I've always wanted a game where you are in space and you're kind of living the ultimate space fantasy of exploring and discovering and basically just having the freedom to do, what an explorer would do, but in space. And No Man's Sky really does deliver that, but at the same time, I find it to be an incredibly boring experience. as negative as that is, it's a good game, but it really does feel like a tedious survival experience. You're constantly having to micromanage things, get supplies, build structures. Every planet is a hostile wasteland. There's these sentinels that just annoy and bother and bug. And I know there's like all this content you can work towards and all these things you can do, but it's just like, I want to just fly around in space and have a good time. Now there are multiple modes that you can actually play, so you can have something that's a little bit more creative and you can have regular survival. I'm just in the traditional, set of survival rules, because when I'm reviewing something, I want to have, the standard play that most people would do. So when you're playing the game, you are an astronaut. You've got a ship, you can get better ships, you can do different things. And, you're going around collecting resources from the environment. Then you are using those resources to craft and so forth, which we'll go into in a sec here. So first off, the game is absolutely beautiful. I've had some of the just most beautiful walks, exploring and taking in these massive worlds. You can literally get in the ship and you can just fly straight out into space, all the way out there, anywhere. And you can land on another planet. You go right through the atmosphere, and it's unlike anything really. This is the sort of tech they were talking about when Battlefront 3 was supposed to come out like years back, is that you fly from space and battles and you go onto the surface. And to see that actually finally come to fruition, and with procedural worlds, that every world is different, I don't know, it's just unreal. So we've got this sort of log here, beginning quests. This was originally out on other platforms. It's finally on Xbox, which is nice. You can see your milestones and your discoveries. See, it's kind of a bit awkward though. Like, you can name your planets. I got the Rakatitis and Arcanos and Biff. These are my guinea pigs, or my old guinea pigs. So you can rename things. You can give them whatever you want. It is kind of like glitchy though, save-wise, for the names to actually Infinite Sorrow. For the names to actually kind of save. I noticed that sometimes they don't. Like, I was on a planet and I named everything, and then I loaded up the planet the next day and it was all back to generic names. So I don't know if it's just something they're having problems with. There's a full guide if you're having any issues saving. You do have to be careful, because you actually have to get into your ship and stuff to save. So we've got two modes here. We have a high quality that I'm on right now, and that brings a native 4K resolution, and then you can also change it to high performance, and you need to restart to do that, but basically you get a 1440p at 60 frames per second. So with the high quality, basically, it's gorgeous, and for the most part it does run quite well. The frame rates just tank sometimes though. Like, you'll be at in like space stations and stuff, and it just no FPS. So we'll switch to the high performance a little bit later to kind of show how that performs, so you can see the high frame rate. And it really comes down to choice. Now this game's a little bit more laid back, so it's fine having a really good resolution, I think. It's a personal opinion definitely, but I like the 4K. I think it runs pretty well. But if you want that, high FPS, that smooth, the fluidity, that option is there for you, and I think it's important that games offer both of these choices on the One X. But yeah, again here, you're not doing anything competitive. You're having more of a cinematic journey, and I think the native 4K really leans into that. I'm so blown away. Okay, So back to general details. We have survival elements. We're not exactly doing a lot because I'm mostly going over features. Bottom left, you have your kind of shield, and you have your health. So you need oxygen, you need supplies, you constantly need resources. Think of it kind of like Ark Survival, but not quite the same. But you get the sense of it. You're constantly having to find resources and supplies and mine for things. Otherwise, you know, you kind of die because you're in space. But it's just weird that every planet is like just, I don't know, hostile. It would have been nice to have more variety of planets that are maybe, I don't know, easygoing, just a natural oasis, a paradise. It's just so tiring that everywhere sucks. So you constantly recharge things, so you click down on the D-pad, and then you're able to recharge your equipment and your health, and you can adjust things. You got your life support, you've got a laser. You've also got a terrain manipulator too, so you can kind of craft and dig things if you'd like. Kind of give you a little bit of a tease there, and then you can fill that up if you want, and you can switch the mode, and you can kind of make it bigger or smaller. Lots of little options for building and mining things. There's gestures, so you can talk to other people without having to talk to them. There's a photo mode. And you kind of change the time of day. Get a good look how the planet kind of adjusts. You can change the fog, cloud level. You put a filter in. Ah, that looks really sci-fi-ish, am I right? Like the classic filter. Ooh, I like the amber. Anyways, I just want to show off that, you know, there's a lot of options for kind of taking cool little photos if you want. I think that's kind of neat. You can summon your vehicle if you got the fuel for it. There's utilities. Going back to recharging. You know, you have a bunch of things that you've collected, and you've got an inventory, and your ship has an inventory. So we've got like carbon, and then you can increase your carbon by using special items, which we'll look at now. So you click up on the D-pad, and this is kind of your building. So we've got equipment, and I always keep equipment on me. You use a refiner to kind of refine things. You put it down, you can pick it up, and so forth. Full kind of tutorial on how you're building stuff, and so forth. And I think we're going to get pestered by these things. But you build equipment and so forth. I want to show off my house. You can also like build little housing area and decorate things. You can have a flag. You know, basic equipment and components and so forth. And they really do sort of use everything quite well as far as, you know, making it simple what you're supposed to do. They present things well. Going back to the survival elements in the bottom left corner, they're constantly changing based on the planet. Some planets are really warm, some planets are really cold, you know, and some are acidic, sometimes there's acid rain. And that's one thing that really bothers me, is the tutorial for this game is so mundane and tedious. It's like, why would you have a tutorial like this? I was expecting to be dropped like right in my spaceship and be like zoom zoom flying around having a good time, but that was not the case. It's a boring walk fest. And that's what a lot of this is. It's just like a open world walking kind of simulator. Like, I don't know. You got like a radar dish so you can see things. You get a little bit of FPS drop here. Creatures, you got a visor that you can pull out and you can like scan things in order to mark them. That's a new critter. And you can name it whatever you want. Collect a bunch of minerals. It's just the fact that there's so much kind of annoying things that you have to deal with. It gets tiring. Yeah, I already dug for buried technology. Another aspect of this is there's alien stuff that you find, and then you can like decrypt alien languages and all that jazz. You know how it is. So I kind of claim this planet by building something. I've had a more fancy house on... that's not it. It was Racketitis. You can kind of click it at any point and see the details. See, I had named... oh, really? All the animals and stuff I discovered are gone too? I guess it's glitchy? I don't know. Was it? Yeah. That's weird. You know, this one had a... like, I claimed this place. And, okay, whatever. Whatever. So it's kind of glitchy right now. I know there's patches and stuff incoming. So you plop down this little fancy base thing, and then you can, you know, get a habitable base going and all that. Yeah. And you can name your base. You can name whatever, assuming it actually sticks. Recharge my health. Oh wait, never mind, that's the wrong one. Life support. So I am running low on oxygen, which is not good. It's just kind of like tiring. So you can go in this menu and you can kind of get an idea of your surrounding. Berry technology, cargo drop, which we're going to do first, so I can show that off. You find and scavenge items, and you just explore and engage in this lovely open world. And again, well, I've only been on one planet. You know, there's lots of other planets that you can explore, and hopefully I'll be able to show that off. Grab the rust. So what we really came here for was a pyrite deposit. Copper. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. So that I can boost my ship up into space and get to a space station. That was the goal. But we'll probably switch to the, you know, the other performance mode. When that happens, that you can actually see it. Oh yeah, name these. What is Fananan? Named after my friend's last name. And then you need like advanced stuff to mine certain things. You've got to craft a little bit of screen tearing up here. Yeah, I'm gonna like die. Is there like no oxygen on this one? That's the problem. Is like not everything has what you need. Jetpack boost. I need that pyrite deposit. Dihydrogen. Oh, that's pretty fancy actually. Cool, so we gotta switch over to the terrain thing. And we've got to mine. Crap. That's the wrong one. Okay. And we're out of ferrite. Oh my god. I can't catch a break. That's carbon. It's actually good stuff, because, you know, inventory's full. Can't catch a break. Oh! Yeah, that's what we need. Sorry, we gotta get this oxygen, because we're gonna die eventually if we don't. Yes, I get it, tutorial thingy. It just doesn't end. Inventory full. Crazy. So I got a lot of supplies. This is the back button. You can kind of manage your starship, what it's got in it. You can see your multi-tools, make new multi-tools. We don't have any ferrite. Why do we have so much crap in here? Yeah, I've got all these cores. Like I gotta sell stuff, so I gotta get to the ship, and then... You get it, it's just this long inconveniencing thing. We'll charge that even though we don't need it, so I can grab the... Oh, this is the oxygen plant, yeah. How get my oxygen, like... Okay. Great. Where's my ship? There's my base. There's my base off planet. There's my ship. Great. We'll go move this, and then we'll grab the oxygen. And then we'll get off this. Actually, you know what? As soon as we get to the ship, we're going to switch over to the other mode so you can actually see what that looks like. It kind of sucks that I won't get to show space in the resolution that I wanted to, but it'll be fine. Go, go, go. Oh, what's going on over there? And yeah, there is a multiplayer and everything. If I didn't make that clear, you can easily just jump in with other people and your friends and all that if you'd like. Awesome. Alright, we're now on a high performance. That's 1440p at 60 FPS. Cool, and we need to go back and grab the oxygen that we have appeared to have lost. Pyrite. You've got to be kidding me right now. There was oxygen. Oh. Well, that's closer. Cool. So we're gonna move things off of my exosuit so that we actually have some space. And yeah. Cool. Let's go and grab that oxygen. Where did it go? There it is. See, these things are usually annoying. They'll like follow you and shoot you and stuff. Depends on the planet. They have different hostility levels. I don't know. I find them. They drive me crazy. I can't breathe. Hostile things everywhere. Anyways, let's grab some ferrite dust too, because we needed that for something. Can't quite recall. Oh yeah, I was fixing the thing that we were mining to get the pyrite. Where's the pyrite? Do we have that close? 400. Ugh. Ain't nobody want to walk for that. You don't need more copper, I'll tell you that much. Berry technology sounds fascinating. Pyrite, there we go. That's our winner. Grab the pyrite, then we'll leave. It's basically just refueling my engines, so, you know, I can go further than I've ever gone before. Brings you lots of hype. So carbon's kind of used for like the buildings, especially like the wood stuff. Just in case you wanted to know about that. How much of this do I got? I guess we can actually check. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Really? None available. God, that eats a lot of stuff. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, there's like caves. Well, obviously with the digging, you can completely go around in caves and stuff and underground if you'd like. What are the odds of all these damaged containers everywhere? I don't know, there's like tons of random crap you find on the ground in this game. So No Man's Sky is interesting. I like the idea of it. I think it's cool that you get to fly around in a spaceship. I've always wanted a game like this, but I'm not quite sure this one fully delivers what I'm always been looking for. It's definitely potentially a lot of fun if you like this type of game. I mean, it has the potential to be really great, you know, for those that have found it to be, you know, enjoyable and so forth. For me, I can't seem to really get into it too much because I find it just boring how you have to constantly be dealing with stuff, and I don't know, it's tiring in that regard. But I love the idea of going around to planets, naming things, flying around in a spaceship, meeting with others. It kind of is that, you know, space fantasy of going out and discovering the unknown. I just wish there was more structure in terms of, you know, basically missions or a story, a narrative or something. You're just kind of going around doing stuff and discovering things, and it's not as full as it could be. But the procedural generation is genius. Really is. And we got enough rocket fuel. Okay, cool. Wait, there we go. Yep. Woo! We're off. Gotta break the atmosphere. And then we're out into space just like that. And there's another planet. You can go all the way to that planet. Or you can fly through the rings, or you can go discover new places. You can do anything. Oh, I should also mention the achievements are not even in this one. They've got like side, you know, achievements you can unlock. But look at that. It's like we're out here in space, right above a planet, and you can go to all kinds of different planets. So the reason I wanted repair it was so I could get the super boost going, so I could get here fast and with a decent amount of time. Anyways, that's No Man's Sky. Like, the idea is interesting. I think there's potential for this to be a huge game if it continues to grow. Even now, the effort towards making it better is just, they've done a great job with that. And it kind of is just one beautiful escape into space, followed by tedious discovery and basically collecting of resources.